Hey guys, welcome everyone for this week a live PMP Q&A session. So again, I'm back to discuss with you all five new sets of questions, which is really close to the real exam and predominantly focusing on agile and hybrid. Yeah. So good. As usual, please let me know in the chat whether you can able to see me and whether you can able to hear me well. And also let me say hi to my students and also my non-students. Hi Anjana, good to have you. I hope you're doing good. Can you please give me a feedback whether you can able to see me and hear me out so that let's get started. Hi Venkatesh, welcome for today's session. Hi Neha, good to see you. We had a good chat today. Hi Jagru. Hi Pradeep. Thanks for the feedback, Neha. And hi Pradeep. Hi Dali. Hi Girish. Thanks for the feedback. Good to have you, Girish. Hi Mundasar. Hi Sumit. Hi Abhishek. Hi Deb. Yes, thanks for the feedback, Kalyan, Vincent, and Dari. Thank you. So let's wait. Let's give 1 or 2 minutes. I still expect some more people to join. So let's give time for them and let's get started. By the way, if you guys have any question, please don't hesitate to write your questions on the chat. So before I start the session, let me try to answer your guys' questions. Good. And let me see whether I have any questions or not. Okay. Thank you for your compliment, Anjana. So, to be honest, just 2 minutes before the session, I changed my dress. Okay. I was wearing a boring t shirt. My wife told me that, hey, it's so boring. Just take it and wear. So, I just wear it and I came into the session. Thank you, Arijit, for your feedback. Uh, Mamata, it's a good question. Please explain what is the eligibility criteria to appear in the PMP exam. So, let's divide this question into two. When you have a bachelor degree, you have to show 36 months of project management experience. It's not necessarily you have to be a project manager. I'm talking about the role. It's not necessarily your role should be a project manager. It can be anything. So if you have done inside that role some work of the project management, definitely it is acceptable. Along with that, you have to show 35 contact hours to PMI. This is nothing but a proof that you have attended 35 contact hours of live training, 35 hours of live training. So this is something when you have a bachelor degree. When you don't have a bachelor degree, what you have to show is you have to show 60 months of project management experience. The same applies. And along with that, you have to show 35 contact hours, 35 hours live training proof. Yeah. Good. So finally, I answered one question. Okay, guys. So then let's get started. Hi, Akansha. Good to see you live. After a long time, I'm seeing you. So let's get started. And I see some of the new people also, some of the new names. And when you guys are wondering who is this guy with the white T-shirt and with a headphone and coming and appearing on the YouTube live, so my name is Gautam. I'm working as head of training department with EduHubSpot, and I take care of PMP coaching with EduHubSpot. So this is a short introduction about myself. So let's get into the session. Before getting into the session, as I mentioned, we have some new people. The people who are already attending my session so often, you guys know the nature of the session. I want to take the new people also to the same page. Let me explain as an overview what we'll be discussing in today's session. So we are going to discuss five sets of question, five sets of PMP question, which is really close to the PMP exam, which is predominantly focused on agile and hybrid. Yeah. How we will be discussing that is I will be showing a question and then I'll be giving 1 minute or 1 minute 20 seconds for you to answer that question. You want to pick an option and you want to write the option on the chat because I want to see which option you guys are picking. After that, I will be using some techniques to approach those questions, and I will be approaching those questions and then I will be revealing the right choices for you. Yeah. So the same process continues for the next five questions, what we're going to discuss. Yeah. Good. So let's get started. And by the way, I have one more question from Mamata. So Mamata has asked me, just a second, let me make it big. May I know how to get this 35 contact hours learning? If I show I studied myself and followed your session, is that fine? Okay. So, Mamata, what I would recommend is, so it is a little big discussion, so I cannot handle in this particular session. So I'm just putting my email ID on the screen. You can see my email ID, gautham.sudakar@eduhubspot.com. So please write me an email. So via email, I will be explaining you things. Okay, good. Okay, guys, let's get started. It's a time to show your first question. Just a sec. Just give me a minute. Good. Okay. This is your first question for today's session, guys. And I'm going to give you 60 seconds or 80 seconds for this question. So please try this. Your time starts now. Okay. So there is a technical problem. Just give me a minute. Let me sort the things out. Good. Okay. I sorted. Okay, guys. I'm going to start the timer again. Your time starts now. Okay. So let me read the chat. So A is the unanimous pick. Guys, you got fall into the trick. You all guys have fallen into a trick. Okay. Good. Okay. Before I try this question, I always start with the three rules which you have to stick to at any cost while you are approaching a scenario based question. So this is something I normally start with. So let me again start with the same because we have some new people. Guys, when you are approaching a scenario based question, please follow the three rules which I'm going to communicate right away in this class right now. Rule number 1, you have to spend quality time in reading the question and you have to clearly understand the scenario. Yeah, this is rule number 1. Rule number 2, you want to understand what was asked in the question. Rule number 3 is elimination technique. This is something you have to apply in the options you guys have. It's not about picking the right choice, it's about eliminating the wrong options that will automatically take you to the right choice. So while you're approaching any scenario based questions, you have to stick to these three rules. Okay. So for all the five questions which we're going to discuss in today's class, I'm going to apply these three rules and then I'm going to reveal the right choices for you. Okay. Good. Now, let me try this question. A startup organization with a vision of green mobility decided to start projects which supports its vision. They formed different cultural virtual big scrum teams working on a interrelated products. All the teams have started experiencing impediments and gaps related to working with other teams. In which of the following the problem should be resolved? Okay, rule 1 and 2. Let me try to frame it up what I understood from the question, and also let me try to frame it up what was asked in the question. A startup organization has decided to start projects and they form a big scrum teams, means different cultural people, and they are working virtually. Big scrum teams means more people. They will be working on interrelated products, different products. All the teams have started experiencing impediments and gaps related to working with other teams. Okay, we have a big scrum teams, and when they are working together and they are facing impediments and gaps, how I should resolve the problem? Simple. Yeah, see guys, how I'm spending quality time in reading the question, how I'm understanding the question, how I'm understanding what was asked. Trust me, when you are doing this, you have a 50-60 percentage chance you will ended up picking right choice, of course, when the concepts are clear. Okay, so now let's apply elimination technique in the options. By implementing a scrum layer, looks like a very good choice. Ask yourself, is this addressing the challenge what I have in the question? Of course it is addressing. I have big scrum teams. They couldn't able to coordinate well. So when I implement a scrum layer, I can form each team as an individual scrum team, and I can have one single scrum meeting where a representative from each team can come and participate, and we can have a better coordination. So in this case, impediments and gaps can be easily addressed. A looks like an excellent choice for me, but A may be a good choice, but the best maybe lies with B, C, and D. I won't pick option A without reading B, C, and D. Let me read B. Introduce correct collaboration technologies for the meetings. Guys, whenever you're reading an option, you have to ask yourself, is this option is really addressing the problem what I have in the question? Is anywhere in the question it is stated collaboration technology is the problem? Meeting is the problem? Mm, no. For me, still, I'm comparing A and B. Still, A looks like a better choice. I am eliminating option B. Now it's between A, C, and D. Let's read C. Combine different teams in one single team and coach them to work collaboratively. Okay. Here, the problem itself, we have a big teams. Now, when you're combining all the big teams together, it becomes even bigger, right? Gets even bigger. This will make the problem even worse. It won't solve the problem. I'm comparing A and C. A looks like a better choice for me. C is gone. Let's read D. Remove dependencies between teams. Ask the question to yourself. Just because I have a problem, will I remove dependency? Because they are interrelated products. When I remove dependency, how company will achieve the vision, which is the green mobility? No, D is not a good choice. My pick would be A. And A is the right choice. I am in agreement with all the people who picked option A. Now the next question comes. Then Gautam, why you said that you guys all have fallen into a trick? I just bluffed it so that you will concentrate well. Okay, good job. Okay, guys, let's move on. Okay, this is your next question. Your timer will be hidden. Considering the resolution of the question, I'm hiding the timer. Yeah, you cannot see this timer completely, but nevertheless, I'll be giving 1.5 minutes for you guys to answer this question. Okay, your time starts now. Okay, let me read the chat. No options. Guys, what happened? Use elimination technique, guys. Kick out the irrelevant option so that you will automatically your probability of picking the right choice will get improved. So Ravi has opened the account. He picked option C. That's okay. Trust your first instinct. Your first instinct will be always be correct. When you're not trusting yourself, you guys will be over analyzing and going for the wrong choice. Trust your first instinct. Put the options on the chat. Pick. Okay. I think Emmanuel got influenced by Ravi. So he also picked option C. I'm just joking. Oh, you guys are so shy in picking the options. Come on, try it. I want to see. Okay. Me to pick C. Good. Okay. Now, let me try this question. A project manager is currently facilitating a sprint planning meeting. After the end of the previous sprint, PO did means product owner did backlog refinement. However, the user stories are not estimated. So in the current sprint planning meeting, team was doing the estimation of user stories, which was taking a long time. And because of this, the agenda of the meeting is not met. Which of the following action should have avoided the situation? Okay, let me try to frame it up. What was asked in the question, and also let me try to understand the scenario which is there in the question. I am a project manager. I am facilitating a sprint planning meeting after the end of my previous sprint. So I am in a sprint. So once my previous sprint got ended, so what product owner did it? Product owner did backlog refinement. Means that guy would have added some new user stories, removed some new, maybe removed some user stories, changed the priority of the user stories. That product owner did. However, the user stories are not estimated. This means product owner refined the backlog, but the user story estimation was not happened. I think some new user stories got added. Estimation was not done. So currently, I'm in a sprint planning meeting. Means I have started a new sprint. Team was doing the estimation of user stories in the sprint planning meeting, and that was taking a longer time. Because of that, my agenda of the sprint planning meeting is not met. How I should have avoided this situation, guys? You know what? I cannot resist myself in teaching the concept. Estimation will not be happen in the sprint planning meeting. Before we are starting the sprint planning meeting, estimation should have been completed. Only then we have to start. In sprint planning meeting, team will pick only the user stories based on the velocity of previous sprints. Okay, but see, team is doing the estimation in the sprint planning meeting. That is why they couldn't able to meet the actual agenda of the meeting. Good. With this concept, let's approach the question. Option A, a new epic should have been added by the product owner to allow testing in the next sprint. Okay, let me ask the question to myself. Is this really solving the problem? Is this really avoiding the problem what I have in the question? Because that was asked, right? How to avoid the situation. No, nowhere in the question it is stated that testing is a problem, or this option is completely irrelevant. Not a good choice. Let me read option B. The team would have done an analogous estimation before the sprint planning meeting. Okay, team can do it, but analogous estimation is something we will be doing it in hours or days. But in agile, we do relative sizing, right? Okay, even we can claim that, okay, even relative sizing, let's do analogous by looking at the previous similar completed project. We can do that, but we should not do analogous before the sprint planning meeting. We should do the actual estimation, means precise estimation, not precise relative sizing. At least we have to do. B, not a good choice for me. Let's read T. Let's read C. At least comparing B and A for me, at least B looks like a good choice. B and A. A is gone. A I don't want to keep into the picture. Now it's between B, C, and D. Let me read C. The product owner should have provided the initial estimation, which will further get refined by the team in the sprint planning meeting, so that it would have reduced the time in the sprint planning meeting. Just now, I have explained you a concept, right? In the sprint planning meeting, we won't do estimation. It has to be happened before the team members starting the sprint. And who should do the estimation in agile project? Is that a product owner? No. Teams are self-organizing. They are empowered to do estimation. C, not a good choice for me. Let me read D. The team should have properly created definition of ready. This looks like an excellent choice. What is definition of ready? It is a checklist with list of points. Only when the list of points are met, we can begin the work. Where we will begin the work? In a sprint, right? When we are entering the sprint, what is the first ceremony we conduct? Sprint planning meeting. Now, when the team would have properly defined the definition of ready, out of the list of points inside the definition of the ready, one of the point can be whether the estimation of user stories is done or not. Question mark. So now when team before entering the sprint, team will open the definition of ready, and then they will be seeing that point whether user stories have been estimated or not. When it is not estimated, team will complete the estimation first. Only then they will be entering into the sprint. They will be starting the sprint planning meeting. So option D is actually addressing the problem what I have in the question. For me, D looks like a better choice than B and C. B and C is gone. My pick would be D here. And D is the right choice as well. Of course, I understand this is the toughest question, and actually, it is a toughest and challenging question. Only when you guys have clearly understood the concept behind the Scrum and definition of ready, you can able to answer this question. Yeah, and let me be very honest with you. In the PMP exam, this is how the questions will be. That's why I always say in every of my class, it's not about just practicing the question. It's not about having a good mindset. No, it is a combination of two. You have to set your concept right. Along with the mindset, it will help you to pass the exam. Yeah, that's okay, guys. If you have picked something wrong, you have learned something new. Good, let's move on. So any question, please be open to ask me. Good. This is your next question for today's class. And I'm going to start the timer. Your time starts now. Okay, let me see the chat. So Emmanuel picked option A. I say about D. And Guys, up, apply elimination technique. You can easily eliminate two options. Then the probability of you guys picking the right choice will get improved. Yeah. So trust your first instinct and then pick. Ravi picked option A. I need response. I cannot take a class without interaction. To be honest, my boot camp will be so much interactive. Even I little bit struggle in the YouTube session as well because YouTube is kind of one way speaking. At least in the chat, you guys have to interact with me. Yeah, I'm looking forward for you guys' response. Yeah, good. Emmanuel picked A, Asaibo D, Ravi A. Guys, what happened? Pick some options. At least my students. If you guys are not picking option in the next boot camp, I will question you. Tomorrow we're gonna meet. On Saturday and Sunday we are going to meet. I'll be asking you guys. Okay, good. Let me try this question. You are working as a project manager on a hybrid project. In one of the team meetings, your marketing manager communicates that the product we launched got a negative reviews and the sales team added IRR of the project become negative. Your project sponsor asked you to bring the IRR back to positive. As a project manager, what should be your next step? Okay, I'm working on a hybrid project. I'm in a team meeting. I'm a project manager. I'm in a team meeting. My marketing manager communicates the product we launched means to the market got lot of negative reviews from the end user, and my sales team is saying that because of this negative reviews IRR become negative, means profitability got affected. Now my product couldn't able to sustain in the market. So now my project sponsor is asking me to solve the IRR problem, which is the profitability problem. My sponsor is asking me to solve, means sponsor is asking make the project or product profitable. As a project manager, what will be my next step? Okay, I understood the question. Let's apply elimination technique. Together with the agile team, do market research and understand the value the end users seek. Okay, now carefully read the question. The product we launched got a lot of negative reviews. This means end user of my product is not liking my product. Now, in option A, what I'm doing, I'm understanding the value that end users seek. This means I'm understanding what are all the requirements of features the end user expect. So now you ask yourself, am I addressing the problem? Yes, of course. A looks like a good choice for me. Let me read B. Facilitate a meeting with your cross functional agile team and find ways to reduce your product price lower than the competitor price. Anywhere in the question it is stated whether the competitor price is the problem or your product is getting negative reviews because your price is so higher than the competitor price. Anywhere in the question it is mentioned? No. B, gone. For me still A looks like a better choice. I'm comparing A and B. B is gone. Now it's between A, C and D. Discuss with the team and come up with some innovative design for your product which will help you to regain the market share. Okay, now C is also a good choice. A is also a good choice. But I want to pick best. Now I'm asking the question to myself. Either option B is addressing the problem I have in the question or C is addressing the problem I have in the question. What is the problem I have in the question? End user negative feedback. If I implement an innovative feature, end user feedback will become positive. Or if I just implement a feature which end user is looking for, end user feedback will become positive. When end user feedback will become positive, ask the question to yourself. When I do option A, C is gone. Now it's between A and D. Perform product backlog refinement together with the product owner and add the features which will help you to increase your market share. Excellent choice. That was a problem we have in the question. Our IRR become negative. So what are you doing here? Together with the product owner, you are adding the features to increase your market share. Now it's between A and D. This is the time I'm going to apply Neil Armstrong technique. Which one I will do first? Which one I will do first? First, I will identify the features which provides value to the end user. After identifying the feature, I will be doing option D. I'll be putting that features in the product backlog. A comes first, followed by D. So D is gone. My pick would be A. Okay, good. Yes, Emmanuel, you are 100% right. I believe the first point using Armstrong is to know why we have negative feedback. Exactly. Good job. Okay, guys, let's move on. Good. The questions are challenging you. This means you are learning something new. Okay. If you guys are not putting the options on the chat, I'm not going to discuss with you the fifth question. Okay, I want you guys to put the options on the chat. Okay, good. Let's try this. Your time starts now. Okay, I will give you 20 seconds more. Try this. Okay, let me see the chat. So only one person have picked option B. Why I'm not seeing any option? I need interactions. Okay, by the way, let me answer Asebo's question. Asebo, your question is on the previous one. See, that's why when first you have to do option A and then D. First, you have to identify the feature in which the end user is having the interest and add that feature in the product backlog. D would be the second step. Yeah, good. Okay, guys, let me try this question. On a hybrid project, after spending a lot of time, you as a project manager, together with the team, defined a smooth workflow between the agile and predictive teams. Even after that, the team indicate that they do not have time to update the lessons learned register because of other project responsibilities. How should the project manager respond? Okay, I'm in a hybrid project. I spent a lot of time. When I say I am a project manager, I spent a lot of time and then I defined a smooth workflow between agile and the predictive teams. Even after defining the smooth workflow, my team is saying that they don't have time in updating the lessons learned register. Yeah. How should the project manager respond? Now, let me read the options. Facilitate the team to update the lessons learned documentation after each deliverable is accepted by the customer. Okay. See, lessons learned, irrespective in agile, it will happen in every sprint. Sprint retrospective meeting is nothing but a lessons learned meeting. But in predictive project also, it should happen throughout the project. So often it should happen. Okay. But here you're see, This option is saying is conduct the lessons learned after each project when each after each project deliverable is accepted by the customer. This is a hybrid project. What happens, you are doing a rollout in predictive, means you are doing a rollout at one shot, then project deliverable will be accepted only at the end of the project. Is this means It means that it's not happening regularly. It's not look like a good choice. Reconsider the ground rules and adapt the ground rules again and make sure the lessons learned meeting are happening often. Looks like a good choice for me. See here, you defined a smooth workflow. This is nothing but you have defined a ground rules. Even after that, they are saying that they couldn't able to update the lessons learned register properly. Smooth workflow means you would have updated some communication guidelines in the team charter. So now in option B, what are you doing? You are reconsidering the ground rules which is defined, means which the smooth workflow which is defined. And then you are making sure that the lessons learned meeting are happening often. B is directly addressing the problem what I have in the question. A is gone. Now it's between B, C, and D. Discuss with the product owner about the new ground rules frame. Ask the question to yourself: is this really addressing the problem what I have? Team is saying they couldn't able to update the lessons learned register even after I define a good smooth workflow. When you discuss with why you want to discuss with the product owner about the new ground rules frame, no, for me still option B looks like a better choice. Bring in the new resource to assist with the collecting lessons learned so that team can focus on the work. No, why unnecessarily I want to bring a new person just to collect the lessons learned? It doesn't make any sense, right? My cost will improve. Why I want to do that? My pick would be B. I am in alignment with Ravi who picked option B and the people who picked option B. Good. Okay, guys, let's do the last question. Before going to the last question, if these questions are literally challenging you, smash the like button. I told you, right? In last session, which I conducted, I was seeing a good amount of likes. So that's why I'm coming up with a challenging question. Okay. So smash the like button if you have really liked my session. Good. Let's move on. Last one. And smash the like button if these questions are challenging you. Good. Okay, let's try this. I'm going to start the timer. Your time starts now. Guys, don't get carried away by the timer. I'll be giving you some 20-30 seconds extra. Not a problem. Okay. Okay. Let me read the chat. Me too picked option D. And no one Picking. Okay. I hope you guys are trying. Guys, trust your first instinct. Trust me, it will be always be correct. Ravi picked option A. Emmanuel picked option A. Good job, Emmanuel. I'm not saying A is the correct choice. Good job for putting your options on the chat. Okay. Good. Okay. Let me try this. A project manager working on a hybrid project identified some group of stakeholders midway through the project, and you have started working with those stakeholders together. Whenever you conduct meetings to report the project status with these stakeholders, they are not attending the meeting, even though they are accepting the meeting. For you to make the stakeholders supportive of the project is very important to achieve your project objectives. As a project manager, what should be your next step? So I'm working on a hybrid project. Some stakeholders got added in the midway of the project. So I'm conducting the meetings to report the project status to these guys. They are not attending the meeting, but they are accepting the meeting. So this means that guys are showing kind of a resistance. Okay, they are not bothered about my project. Now, if I want to make my project successful, I want to keep these stakeholders supportive. To keep the stakeholders supportive, what is the next step I should do? Simple. Let's go for elimination technique. Let me read option A. Review the stakeholder engagement assessment matrix and come up with an engagement strategy to update the stakeholder engagement plan. Looks like an excellent choice. See, now I want to make the stakeholder supportive. As a first step, I will review the stakeholder engagement assessment matrix. With that, I will be trying to identify what is these guys' current level of engagement is. Means these guys are unaware or neutral or resistant. I'll be identifying that. After that, I will be coming up with an engagement strategy to make this stakeholder supportive. And engagement strategy has to go inside stakeholder engagement plan. So A looks like an excellent choice for me. It's directly addressing the challenge what I have in the question. Let's read B. Revise the stakeholder register to make the stakeholder supportive of the project. To make the stakeholder supportive, we don't want to revise the stakeholder register. Stakeholder register will be only be having stakeholder name and their requirements and the power and interest. So here I'm comparing A and B. For me, A looks like a better choice. Yeah, so that engagement strategy will definitely make this guy supportive. B is gone. C, update the communication management plan with new communication strategies that will make stakeholders attend the meetings. Okay, let's discuss the order. First, stakeholder register, then comes stakeholder engagement plan, then comes communication management plan. As a first step, I want to come up with an engagement strategy for making the stakeholder supportive. When that engagement strategy is a communication, I will do option C. Okay, first I will do A, then C. Neil Armstrong technique. C is gone. A is still my pick. Coach the stakeholders on how important is to attend the meetings and explain the impact on the project because of non-attendance. This is also a good choice. So here, what are you doing? You are giving a kind of lecture to these stakeholders. You know what? Uh, please attend the meeting. Otherwise, my project will be a mess. Either this is a good choice, or when you are coming up with an engagement strategy that is making the stakeholder supportive is a good choice. Rather, giving a lecture a good choice, or coming up with a strategy a good choice. Definitely, coming up with a strategy is a good choice. D is gone. So my pick would be A here, and A is the right choice as well. Yeah, good. So with this, we are closing today's class. I hope these questions have literally challenged you, because that is the reason I could able to see that most of the people have not put their options on the chat. Guys, I want to tell you one thing. In the PMP exam, this is the feedback I get from my students who are passing, who are tagging me on the LinkedIn. Hopefully, I hope all you people are following me on the LinkedIn. If you just visit my LinkedIn profile, you can see that every day my students are tagging me. Okay, and they are passing the exam with above target. My students won't fail the exam. They will always pass with above target. The unanimous feedback I receive from my students are, Gautam, while I'm approaching the question, I don't know whether I'm picking the right choice or not. But they are clearing with above target. The reason why is their concepts are right, their mindsets is good, so automatically they are picking the right choice. The reason why I am saying this in the meeting is, see, you guys are not putting the options on the chat, right? So when your concepts are really good, when your mindset are good, so even in the exam you will have this feeling, I don't know whether this option is correct or not, but pick that option and go. When your concepts and when your mindset are right, definitely that option will be the correct one. Okay, exam will be like this. Most of the question you are approaching, you will not know whether you are picking the right choice or not. You will come to know after you see the congratulations message, hey, you passed the PMP exam. Okay, so when your concepts are set, when your mindset is good, trust me, you will pass. Okay, get the fear out from you. Okay, face it. Good. I hope you guys enjoyed today's session. So with this, we are closing today's class, and I already discussed this thing in my last session as well. So I received a lot of guys. Again, this is a caution. Okay, I'm receiving lot of message stating that, hey Gautam, I'm just watching your YouTube videos. I'm not, it's not. I'm not telling that taking my course. People are saying that I'm not taking any course. I'm just watching your questions and then I'm going for the exam. Guys, please don't do that. I have lot of incidents who the people I know, some of the people who just watched my YouTube session, they didn't do any studies. They just watched my YouTube session and they went and they failed the exam. Lot of people are there. So please don't do that mistake. This exam is not about mindset or nothing. This exam is about concept. Only when your concepts are right, you can pass the exam. Take a right coach, not Gautam. It can be anyone. Take the right coach, understand the concepts, and then practice question. Take this exam so seriously. This is how the questions will be. This is how the questions will be. Let me be very honest. I'm not saying this. I'm not a part of PMI member. I'm just giving feedback of my students who passed. This is how the questions will be. Okay. So set your concepts right. I hope you guys have learned a lot in today's session. Yeah. Happy learning and be consistent. So don't overwhelm yourself. You have family and you have professional life. Give time for that as well, but be consistent. And with this, we are concluding today's session. And moreover, I always say that I would like to connect with you all in the LinkedIn. So I'm just putting my LinkedIn profile ID on the chat. So please be kind enough to send me a connection request. I want to stay connected with you all. Yeah? Good. Okay. Now, let me say bye to people. And most importantly, when you guys want to know how EduHubSpot coach their students, and when you guys want to know how my bootcamp would be, when you want to have a general discussion with me, and you can don't hesitate to write me an email. You are seeing my email ID on the chat, which is not on the chat, on my screen, gautam.sudakar at eduhubspot.com. So please don't hesitate to write me an email. So I will be responding to each and every email. Yeah, good. Okay, so let me say bye to people and let me close the session. And Dali said thank you. You're welcome, Dali. Sumesh said thank you. Great learning. I'm so glad you have learned something, Sumesh. Selva said thank you. Thank you, Selva. Dali said great learning. Glad you liked the session, Dali. Jagrup said thank you, Gautam. It was a great learning. I'm so glad, Jagrup, you have learned something. Gerardo said thank you. You're welcome. Monday did 4 out of 5. Good. So Emmanuel said, thank you for your time and help. It's my pleasure, Emmanuel. Keep studying. Shelia said, thank you. Great questions. Thank you. Shelia, you're welcome. Anjana said, thanks, Gautam. 4 out of 5 today. Yeah, good job, Anjana. Dali, 4 out of 5 today. Mudasar said, thank you. You're welcome. Mudasar. Lee said, thank you. You're welcome, Lee. Jean said, thank you. You're welcome. Dave, 4 out of 5. Great. Harijit, good night. Sajia, you're welcome. Same, thank you. Girish, you're welcome. So, Vincent is my student, so he is here to help me out. So, he is saying the boot camp is awesome, and thanks again, Gautam. I'll be sending you an email application later. This was a difficult one, by the way, to be honest. Yes. PMP exam is a difficult exam. It's not an easy exam. If you have time, sir, question. Okay. So to be honest, it's a time to close our session, Same. So I have already, you are seeing my email ID on the chat. So please write your doubts. So let me respond to you via email. Good. Arijit, good. You scored good. Okay. So maybe Pradeep said that thank you, Gautam. Many of us answered all the question. Looks like some technical issue at your end. Oh, okay. Thanks for letting me know, Pradeep, because I couldn't able to see, comments on the chat because only I'm seeing 3, 4 people comments. Okay. Okay, guys. So then I said bye to everybody. So let's meet next week, Tuesday, again with new 5 sets of question. Until then, bye bye. Take care of yourself and happy learning. See you.